Hey guys, it's YOU WACK, and we're doing another video where I teach you guys how to play Overwatch better on console. Over the past 6 years of playing Overwatch, all primarily on console, I've come to find that there's not a lot of videos tailored to the console community on how to specifically play the game better with their specific format, that being the controller. See, the problem with playing Overwatch right out the box on console is that the default settings aren't really optimized for how fast-paced Overwatch is, because not only are you going to be constantly switching between abilities in the left and right trigger and the left and right bumper, but you're also going to be constantly switching from the right stick to the circle face buttons. So not only are you going to be wasting time, which yes, it's a small amount of time going from the right trigger to the right bumper, it's less so to do with saving time, but just more or less optimizing the default button layout for a lot of heroes. Like for an example, why are your fingers always going to be on the left and right trigger if you can only fire one form with Genji, whether it's your secondary or primary? So the first you're going to be looking at is going to be Widowmaker, because hers is the simplest out of all the heroes in this video. So in game, when you're absolutely diffing the enemy DPS, they're going to feel a little bit egotistical and feel like they can beat you when playing Widowmaker. And what's going to happen is that you're going to get in 1v1 fights with other Widows or just other snipers like Hanzos and Ashes. So what you're going to do is that you're going to be spam crouching, but the problem with this is that you're constantly going to be taking your right thumb off the right thumbstick and pressing the B button. So what you're going to do is you're going to press start on your controller, you're going to go down to options, then you're going to press the right thumbstick to change the specific button for Widowmaker. You're going to go down to toggle crouch, and you're going to change it from the B button to the left thumbstick. That means your interact button that's mainly just used to go through symmetric teleporters are no longer bounded, so what you're going to do is just replace your interact button with the B button. Instead of doing this, now you're going to have free range of not only aiming with your head, but also aiming with your feet. Now the next hero up is D.va. Now ironically, even though she's a hero all about APM, she's not a hero that's reliant on reaction time. Like maybe with Defense Matrix, obviously if a grab is coming, but when it comes to her rockets or when it comes to her boosters, it's not like you're gonna need instant access to them. So what are we gonna change when it comes to D.va's default button layout? Her ultimate button. See, every ultimate is set to the Y button or the top front-facing button, and what happens in the case of D.va is that you're going to be flying your mech and you're going to be aiming to try to drop it in a specific area. However, when it comes to the flight, you need your right thumbstick to be able to properly aim, and whenever you're going to go and actually press the Y button, you're taking your thumb from the right thumbstick to the Y button. So if you need to instantly flick it to the right, well, you're just like, you're spending all that time and you're not able to get a proper, or I was able to get a kill there, but you're not able to get a proper flight and a proper launch. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to options. Once again, you're going to press on the right thumbstick and you're going to go to D.va. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to ability 3. I don't know why it's called ability 3. They should just call it ultimate, but you're going to press A to rebind it from the Y button to the right bumper. And what that's going to do is replace your rockets. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the rocket button from the right bumper to the left thumbstick. And that obviously means that your interact button is no longer bounded, so you're just going to press it for the right button, meaning that you can go through symmetric teleporters. So this change is a twofold benefit. You get your rockets on the left thumbstick, which is like, yes, it's faster, but the rockets were never in need of like instant reaction time. But what it mainly does is that now it gives you full control of everything. Your shooting, your rockets, your defense matrix, and if you want to throw your ult at the very last second, you can, because you're not wasting time pressing the Y button. You're able to finally send it, and hopefully that gets a kill. Okay, bad example, but again, now you get full flight of your mech and you get full control of where you're going to be launching your ultimate, because now you're not taking your thumb off of another flight mechanic. I want a better example to show you that this is a beneficial change when it comes to D.va's mech. So you're flying out of here, and so, oh no, they're at the right, so I got to switch it over there, and you're able to drop it perfectly. Why? Because you were able to switch quickly with the right thumbstick and not having to take it off of the right thumbstick for the Y button. The next here is going to be every Genji's favorite healer, Mercy. Now, I haven't played the default button layout for Mercy in like 6 years, and just like going back to the default button layout, it's disgusting. There's so many problems, like the flight and the res. It's just so bad. And the worst part about it is that they have the default button to res someone as the left trigger. Can you die? Thank you. As the left trigger, a 30-second cooldown ability, something that your finger is always on, is the default. This is stupid. First and foremost, foremost, we gotta change like how the actual settings for Mercy works. So the Target Guardian Angel, we're gonna change that to off, because what that's gonna allow you to do is decide when you want the flight to end. So typically that's how like the flight for Mercy will work, but since we toggled it off, you can just press it and it'll stop. Why this is important is, let's say there's a tracer right next to your ally, like, oh no, I gotta stop. Now you can stop on a dime rather than having to commit, just like my ex-girlfriend, through that whole entire flight. When it comes to the sensitivity of Guardian Angel, I feel like that's more or less preference, but now we gotta get into the meat and potatoes, which is the actual buttons. We're gonna change ability 1, which is her Guardian Angel, from left bumper to left trigger. This was previously a res. I'd say let's just change it to left bumper because that's what it was previously, but now the other button that we're gonna be changing is her toggle crouch. See, in Overwatch 2, they changed Mercy's super jump to an actual ability, where in Overwatch 1, it was a bug, but how you did it was that you always toggled your crouch. We're gonna be changing not the toggle crouch, and it kind of depends on your preference, but we're gonna be changing the crouch to the left thumbstick, but that also means that we gotta change the interact button because we gotta go through symmetric teleporters one way or another for the B button. We're gonna be interacting with the B button here. Now, before the change, we had to move our left index finger from the left trigger to the left bumper to fly and move our right thumb to the B button. But now with this change, now we can be the annoying Mercy player that every 13-year-old boy on Twitter loves to hate, and just by simply not moving any fingers, but just by pressing left trigger and the left thumbstick. Admittedly, this is a very tough change to adapt to, but I promise you, it's going to be way better than having to go back and forth and pressing all these buttons. Just simply do that, and boom, you can fly at any given time. This is when preference comes into play, whether you want toggle crouch or not. Me personally, I want to be able to just hold the button and just decide, okay, this is when I drop, this is when I sandbag, and this is when I actually want to just float like a glorious queen that I am. And also, this means that the res button is now on the left bumper. Again, it's a 30-second ability. You don't need instant reaction time. Here's a bonus tip that's related to a previous hero that we talked about. So you remember how last week we talked about Soldier 76 and changing his run button from the left bumper to the left thumbstick? Well, this is still a very good like change that you could do, but if you want to take it a step further, you can do exactly what we did with Widowmaker and change his crouch button, because when it comes to Soldier, Cole, Ash, a lot of hit scan heroes that get in 1v1s, you're going to be spamming the B button a lot. You can change toggle crouch for Soldier 76 to the left thumbstick, but then that means his run ability is gonna have to go back to the left bumper. Again, it's just more or less just preference of what you want. Like, probably if you're a GM player, you're preferring the spam crouch, and I would actually suggest, if you are a low rank, that this is probably the more optimal way, but for whatever reason, 6 years ago, I decided I want to play like Call of Duty, so I want to run with the left thumbstick. But if I could like go back, I would probably have the crouch button, but again, it's just up to you and preference what you would prefer, because actually, now come to think of it, man, I kind of like the spam. I kind of like it. It's going to be hard to adjust, but I kind of like this. And those are 3 more heroes, or I guess 4 heroes that you can play better on console. Now, the reason why I'm not going through every single hero is because this would be like an hour-long video. But if you want me to do more of these hero-specific videos, or just console-specific videos, like maybe in the future I could do sensitivity or reticles. Well, that's not really even just console, that's just Overwatch in general. Then let me know. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching more Overwatch 2 videos, and console Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.